Hi, I'm Terry Rose. I want to share something with you that's very personal, but I'm doing it because I know there are many, many people out there that are facing what I faced all of my life. And I really think that this can help you if you have blocks, if there is something in your life that you try to do and find like that there's just something that's holding you back or pulling you back, or maybe you push yourself to do it like I did, but you just feel uncomfortable. You always dread doing it, or there's just something that makes you feel uncomfortable when you are doing whatever it is that you're forcing yourself to do. Well, my story started with a near-death experience many years ago, at least this part of it. And because of the reaction that I got, I decided that I was not talking about that to anybody. And I didn't for years and years, decades of my life, because it was sacred to me. And I did not want to have anybody denying that it happened or telling me that it was the devil or that it happened in my brain and that it didn't really happen. When something profound happens to you like that, whether it's your own spiritual experience without any kind of a car wreck or dying, or whether it is a near-death experience, or just that moment when you connect with something that that you understand or you get insight with, you can't explain that to somebody else. And that is the experience that I had. It was so sacred, you couldn't even put it into words. There are not words in the human language to really explain what that experience was like. But when I did try to understand it and talk to people, I was met with those kind of comments. And even my dad told me that I should consider that it was the devil and that I should never talk to anybody about it because they would think that I was crazy. Now I knew that, and I had that memory all of my life that he had said that to me, and I brought it up many times, and I said, oh, even my dad said it was the devil. But I never really connected with how deeply that affected me in my subconscious mind. That is the thing that is so fascinating about our brains and what has been discovered about the way that our experiences are stored as memories, cellular memories, and our brain reflects back on those things. And you act according to that information that's stored, the traumas and the things that are negative experiences, or they have negative emotions associated with it. We know so little consciously, but those are the things that really affect us. They control our lives at a subconscious level. Our brain goes and reflects on them. Our body reacts to them. The different parts of our brain activate that are more like the reptilian part of the brain that is there to protect us, and then we act accordingly. The thing that happened to me that was really profound towards the end of 2014, I had really been looking, and for the first time in my life, I decided to really go after some areas of my life that felt stuck. And I'm a coach and I do this work with clients all the time, but I never really thought to work on this part of things for myself because I work on other things all the time, and there's always something that I'm working on. I'm always working on my goals and creating visions for them and seeing what comes up that's negative and dissipating that. And it's a process that I do and I've been doing for years and years. But with this particular thing, nothing really ever occurred to me to go deeper into it. But when I decided that I had some blocks and some things were not happening in my life the way that I had been intending for them to and working on, that's when you have to go deeper. So I started looking deeply and doing the process that I do to find those subconscious blocks. And the one thing that I ask all the time is, what do I need to know, do, or see? And then I become very aware of the things that are going on around me, or the things that come into my life, or the certain things that people will say to me that I might hear from all of a sudden from 2 or 3 people. So I was deep into that process, working on myself as if I am my client. And different information was coming to me, but all of a sudden one day I went back into that memory and saw myself standing in this doorway talking to my dad, asking him for I wanted insight, I wanted help, I wanted to figure out what I was going to do about this situation where I had this near-death experience, and I was out of the hospital and I was confused about it. And so I just saw it in a completely different light. I recognized and really tied in with the pain of it, and went back and relived that experience and that those details of it, and it struck me in such a different way. And with this work that I do, uh, that it's a way of identifying that and then dissipating that energy. And I went through this process, and that the pain from that memory disappeared. The memory never disappears, but the pain, the associations in my brain and with my memories, they disappeared. And it was just like freedom came over me, total freedom. And ever since that time, all of those things that I dreaded doing and that held me back, they completely disappeared. They're just non-existent. And that is, I'm sharing this because when you can identify those memories and those things that are holding you back, it is incredible the way that your energy becomes more free and you can focus on the things that you want to do and you go forward without having that feeling. Like with me, it was just something always pulling me back or making me feel so uncomfortable with getting out there and being myself and talking about the things that are important to me. I forced myself to do it all my life. Ever since I decided I was going to speak publicly about my near-death experience and try to help people, and when I became a coach and took a lot of training, I did this. I did a lot of things and spoke a lot. But inside there was something that just felt so uncomfortable and that kept me from really being able to enjoy my life and enjoy what I was doing. And that is totally gone. It is incredible the way that that disappeared and the difference in my life and how I feel about doing those very things that were holding me back before. So I just wanted to share that because look in your own life and see if there are those things that are holding you back like that that cause you to feel uncomfortable. They are nothing more than subconscious memories that have you tethered, and you can get rid of those things. If you don't do it on your own and you need some help, please go to my pieceofsuccesscoaching.com website and contact me. We can see if this work that I do can help you. Sometimes it can just shift literally overnight and you are free. Other times it takes a little bit more work and there's no way to really know until you go after it and you start working on it. But it is so worth the time to do that because your life will change. It is incredible what has been learned about the brain, and about at least 95% of what goes on is under the level of our conscious awareness. So those things that are making you miserable, making you sick, causing the stress in your life, they're just in there simmering away and you have no idea, but they can be found, exposed, cleared, and you can go on with your life. So if nothing else, I hope this video will help you be more aware of that and pay more attention in your own life. And if you do ever decide you need some help, please visit pieceofsuccesscoaching.com.